Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Trader Summit, and I have Mr. Dick Matthews, perfect person to talk to as we have a Bitcoin ETF about ready to be launched or at least up for approval here in the United States. And Dick with 1.io, a crypto firm. How you doing, Richard?
I'm good. I think I managed just about to see a little profit on the Bitcoin that I suggested last week. It immediately fell out of bed and then rallied back up. It's been a real wild week. Hey, listen, it's not something which I specialize in. I leave that to the clever young guns in the business, not the old fuddy duddies like me. My gut feeling is that if you want to go short into this announcement, you're short. If you want to go long into this announcement, you're long. I think you could, a bit like when the announcement came out last night, I think it spiked up and then spiked back down. I think that the reaction might be quite limited. So I'm dodging the question there, but all I will say is that the SEC managed to make the Bank of England look efficient and knowledgeable, announcing last night and then quickly backtracking. I mean, boy,
Yeah, that's quite a gaffe as far as Twitter goes or X.
Yeah.
But well, I have to imagine, and we were chatting about it in our community today, that traders, that somebody definitely profited off of that, and
No.
but it's going to be investigated, I'm sure. Anyway, you've been on the right side of Bitcoin, but let me ask you this: like longer term views, do you think that you have to buy crypto on pullbacks, or do you think that this might mark a top near term and for a while?
Actually, I think you probably have to buy it on pullbacks. Yeah, and then, of course the question is how deep a pullback. I've been really cynical about them almost since inception, but I'm seeing more and more widespread use of them, and not necessarily Bitcoin, but just the use of cryptocurrencies and Tether. More and more widespread use, more and more adoption, and more traditional businesses getting interested in it. And it has some great applications because it's so quick. It's so much quicker than trading FX, and settlements is so much quicker. So if if you've got a container sitting at the docks with a load of goods on it and you want to settle that quickly, the quickest way to do it is through Tether, not through traditionally by transferring dollars. Tether is a matter of minutes and it's cleared, and you're away and you've got your goods and you don't have this problem of demoralization. So from that instance, I think it's useful. What I'm looking at in cryptos and as the business we're looking at is the wider adoption of it by businesses, especially high value purchases. You're buying a Rolls Royce or you're buying a Ferrari or whatever. Increasingly, I think people are turning to crypto to do that. And that's, funny enough, what I've been spending most of the day talking about. And the interest on that side is phenomenal.
I moved a few kilos myself, and then I, used crypto to, settle that. It was the easy way to get paid. I mean, did I just say that live on air? I did.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Anyway, the dark side of crypto. But hey, jokes aside, it's going to be interesting, I guess, to watch the price action. But you and I were discussing as we were just about ready to start filming the weather. Tell me why the weather matters to you so much, other than it being cold and gloomy in the UK right now.
Yeah, it could be August.
Yeah, true.
Apart from me swimming in the cold every morning, it always matters to me. I think that it has a bearing on oil. I think it has a bearing possibly on geopolitics as well. There's a big storm in the east of America. Is that correct? At the moment, blowing
yes.
through, and a fierce cold. I mean, when you get big storms, that they are big storms blowing through. It's been really cold in northern Europe, up in Finland, at the top of Europe. It's coming down to the UK. The polar vortex has split. There's something for you to know, which means that we could have a prolonged spell of cold weather. The sea certainly dropped 2 degrees in the last couple of days, which is a huge drop actually this time of year. So I think we're going to get a cold snap here. What we get, Germany will have, etc., etc., etc. So you've got that one hand. You've got increased demand for energy. I want to turn the central heating on. I want to turn the gas fire on. The other side of this is what's going on in the Red Sea. And the Houthis. I think the UK Navy shot down 20 drones or something today, which I saw quietly on Twitter. it seems to be increasing. The Yemen is being used, I think, as a base or proxy by Iran to launch these. And you're one trigger finger away from a real bad accident happening there and really squeezing oil. So that's my reason. I'm watching weather, so you're going to get increased demand there, and you've potentially got a squeeze on the supply on the other hand.
Okay. Well, if you're watching that, how's that going to influence the markets? Like, let's just talk, equities, currencies.
Right.
What are you looking at?
I think they're treading water actually at the moment. I think the dollar's hardly moving. Nothing's really moving very, very much. I mean, we've got CPI out today, I guess, by the time this comes out, or tomorrow as we're talking now.
Right.
Whether that will shake the market, I don't know. It's a pretty muted reaction to non-farm payroll last week, although ISM balanced it. But I just get the feeling that the dollar's trading water. The 10 years come back a long way. It's down around about 4%, which in a way is easing financial conditions in the States. And I think the market is going to have and I said this last week, I think they're going to be disappointed in the number of cuts they get this year. I still think you're going to get a hike, actually, but everyone thinks I'm crazy on that. I think that the market's a bit like Bush being on the destroyer when he said, we've won and the banner and everything. And, I think they're thinking that about inflation. I'm certainly not so sure. Employment's still good. I think that with the long end sort of helping financial pressures come easier, I think that actually discourages the Fed. So in a way that they're easing things for them. So I am actually very, very neutral on the markets at the moment. Underlying, I still quite like being long in the dollar. And I think traditionally January and February, they are dollar months. But I think there's so many imponderables out there, geopolitical, weather. It's just a very, very nervous time. And I wouldn't be really putting on any big trades. I'd just be scalping.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you did say the dollar feels like it's treading water, yet you still are constructive as far as being bullish.
Yeah, I think so. And still, it's an amazing economy. Although I did read today that it had more bankruptcies last year in the US than any time since 2011. There you go. There's a little thing for you to note there. Yes, I am. I think, I don't know. I just don't like this geopolitical world. You're getting a lurch to the right in Europe. Italy's very, very far right now. Holland is going that way. Germany's going further and further right. And then, we've got elections coming here, which I think will be sooner rather than later. I think that some of the Conservative MPs who know they're going to lose their jobs are going to get out now, and they're going to push for an election real quick and just get it over and done with, rather than try and hold out till the end of the year. And then, of course, we've got elections coming up in the US.
We have the US, we have Taiwan this weekend.
Yeah. Which, what would you do if you were sitting there and you put President Xi? Everyone's distracted. They're distracted by Ukraine. They're distracted by the Houthis. They're distracted by Hamas. That must be tempting. Although it's very weathered.
I think it would. So I guess the balance of power where it falls this weekend in Taiwan, whether they are pro China or not is going to really matter. So
yeah, and although I've got a very good friend of mine who sails a lot, and apparently the Straits of Taiwan, and it probably won't be called the Straits of Taiwan, but the waters around Taiwan are really, really difficult to navigate. And there's only a certain period in the year when China could actually launch an invasion. But, they could talk very loudly, I think, after the weekend.
Sure. Well, since we're on the Traders Summit, give us some ideas of some things that you might be looking at to be long or short.
I guess from what I was just saying, I'd probably have some calls actually on oil. I'd run a net long position of dollars. I'd be short of bonds because I think that rates will get squeezed. The euro, I'm never keen on. I'm not completely nonplussed on it, and I'm actually not terribly keen on sterling. So I think you've got a political risk there. So I'd be running long in dollars. I'd have some calls on oil, but I just as I said, I'd be scalping.
All right. Well, Dick, it's always nice catching up with you. And as far as Bitcoin goes and cryptos go, you are definitely going to be buying on dips then.
Yeah, absolutely. And I must apologize for anyone who's listening to this because it's a new year and I'm just full of doom and gloom. And I'm really, really sorry because it's not my nature. But I think there's a few things to worry about out there.
Well, being cautious in the markets, it's sometimes it really does pay. So
Yeah.
So, Richard, I love your work, and I love catching up with you every week. But if you're just listening to this interview, what's the best way to find out more about what you do?
Find out more how badly I shaved it. I've just seen that I cut myself. I got blood on my face, so I apologise for that. You can follow me on our website at one.io, on Twitter at Dickie Matthews, or at one.io, or just drop me an email and I'll reach out back out to you.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I look forward to catching up with you. If we're not going to, we may not see you next week, but in 2 weeks,
Right.
it'll be yourself and Michael Brown of Trader X Pepperstone, and I look forward to catching up with you guys then.
That's always fun, and I make sure I have to wear a tie to keep Michael happy.
I guess I might have to as well. We'll see.
Have you got one?
All right. Thank you. And if you guys and gals enjoyed this piece or this interview with Mr. Richard Matthews, make sure you give him a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel down below so you don't miss any of this content. All right, thanks, Richard. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, have a good one. Cheers. Bye now. Bye.
Hey traders, Blake Morrow here. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the bell notifications so you do not miss any of our market-related trading analysis from some of the leading industry experts. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next video.